What's up, Sneaky Nation? Sneaky P here, back with all the news in week number 3 of year number 1 in our Washington Redskins franchise, where the Redskins lost 24-17 to the Green Bay Packers. It really wasn't that bad of a game for the Redskins, especially in the first half. Kevin Hogan was looking good. In the second half, though, our offense kind of broke down. The offensive line really wasn't blocking all that well. We also weren't generating a lot of pressure on Aaron Rodgers, and those two things came back to haunt us. Overall, like I said, not a bad game, but it was still a loss, and we definitely don't want to see more of those. We do have a bye week coming up, but for right now, in week number 3, we can officially start to scout some players. Now, we went through on Twitch, and all of the Twitch subs added a player to the list. If you are a Twitch sub and you did not add a player, let me know in the comments. We'll be sure to get you a guy. We covered everything up, so I have no idea what the player overalls are. I did go ahead and scout the first guy just to make sure the new updated list saved. But here we go. One thing I will be doing differently this year, and I didn't do it for this first guy, quarterback Craig Duncan out of Florida, is in years past, I have found scouting to be way too easy, and pretty much every single draft I ever did, I had the best draft class in the entire NFL. So one thing I'm going to be doing this year in an effort to make it a little bit more challenging, we are only going to be scouting the first 2 traits of all players. Now, every once in a while I might slip up and accidentally scout a 3rd trait, but otherwise we're sticking to only scouting the first 2 traits of everybody. The reason I'm doing this is that 3rd trait really tells you what a player is. I've seen it plenty of times where the first 2 traits are great and the 3rd trait is awful, and you know to stay away from them. Whereas if the 3rd trait's great, you know you're getting a steal, and that's kind of what's made it a little bit too easy in years past. So it sounds weird, but I would like to draft some busts. Not that I want to draft busts, but I want it to be a little bit more realistic. You know, no team in the NFL hits a home run with every single pick. And that's pretty much what we've been doing in past Maddens under this scouting situation. So, again, we're going to give this a shot. It's been working out really well on Twitch. Every once in a while, we draft some busts, man, and it sucks, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. And I think it will make this series a little bit more interesting. Hopefully, you guys agree. So, let's go ahead and start scouting Kenneth Parker out of Louisville. Good deep route running there. Craig Duncan, he doesn't really have the arm power that I like, but obviously his accuracy looks great. So deep route running and medium route running. Don't know much about his catching stats there, though. Brandon Wimbush, another quarterback out of Florida. 2 quarterbacks out of Florida here. Every once in a while, you'll see that in the draft. Kind of interesting. Again, though, not really the throw power we would like to see. K. Watts, a quarterback out of Alabama. There's some better throw power, good short throw accuracy. Might be a good player. Matt Epting out of Duke, a defensive tackle. A great hit power, and he actually fits our scheme. And scouting guys that fit our scheme is very, very key, as when it comes to developing players, you want them to fit your scheme because they get more XP that way. Caden Housekeeper here, and wow, great short throw accuracy, good throw power. Very good looking quarterback there out of Utah. And then Jeff Jefferson, a cornerback out of Texas A&M. Can only scout 1 trait right now, but again, he fits our scheme there, so somebody worth keeping an eye on. All right, let's go ahead and advance the week here. We are going to have back-to-back news videos, but that's okay. The other thing I'm going to say is tomorrow, I will upload the next news video, but we are also going to be live streaming week number 5 against the New Orleans Saints. I will post about it again on YouTube, so in case you guys don't watch these videos, you'll see it, though you wouldn't be hearing me say this anyway. But anyway, like I said at the beginning of the series, 1 out of every 4 games we are going to be streaming live over on Twitch, so there will be a link in the description. I'll give you guys a time tomorrow and everything like that, but I'm excited about it. I think it'll be a good time. Chris Thompson and Alex Smith both back from injuries. That is key for us. Let's go ahead and scout a little bit further here. See what we got. So his 2nd trait, not very good for Jeff Jefferson. Felton Davis III, 6'5", incredible, spectacular catch, and great short route running. Not a lot of knowledge on how good his hands are, but that could be a true #1 wide receiver. Christian Trent seems to be pretty solid here. Good in zone, or good in man coverage, actually. I was expecting zone. Interesting. Stephen Landry, good run block, good pass block finesse. Emory Jackson, a quarterback out of Louisville. Is that the second quarterback out of Louisville? No, we had a wide receiver. Okay. Okay, I got you. But yeah, it looks pretty solid, I would say. Good throw power again. Omari Atkinson, left tackle out of Wisconsin, does fit our scheme. Sebastian Varnador, a right end out of Tennessee. Here we go, and I can scout one more trait here, just shy in the second. James Byrd, running back out of LSU. Incredible stiff arm there. He's going to be a power back, so we'll have to scout further next time. Let's go ahead and check out all of the games going on around the league after this last week. I also need to look at draft stories. See what we have. Some thought Kilo Greenwood would follow his father to the Olympics, but instead he chose to play strong safety at Oklahoma. Ozzie leaves rugby. Corey Townsell is leaving the rugby pitch and is trying his hand at left end for Penn. One thing I'm wondering is if I edited the players' names, is that translating to this as well? I'm not sure. We'll have to keep an eye on that. But anyway, the other thing, I did forget to show Player of the Week last week. So we're going to go ahead and do that for both weeks here. Week 1, I believe we did look at. Week 2, Jameis Winston, 26 of 34, 299 passing yards, 5 passing touchdowns. And he was sacked twice and fumbled once. Demario Davis, 12 tackles, 2 sacks. Minkah Fitzpatrick, the rookie, 13 tackles and an interception. And then Deshaun Watson, 27 of 37, 336 yards, 2 passing touchdowns for him. Week 3, Kirk Cousins, 22 of 33, 324, 4 passing touchdowns. Kenny Clark, obviously we knew he would be getting it after that 4-sack effort against us, including a fumble forced. Speaks, 11 tackles, a sack, a fumble forced, and fumble recovered. And then Carr, 26 of 33, 4 passing touchdowns for him. Our offense, 29th in the NFL. We've got to get that going, man. We have got to find a way to get that going. Here we go. Let's go ahead and check out all the stats from week number 3. Jets taking on the Browns. The Browns winning 38-10. And Tyrod Taylor. Apparently, it's been Tyrod this whole time, and he just never told anybody. 285 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Teddy Bridgewater, 217, 1-1. So Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold still not getting time. Carlos Hyde, 13 carries for 104 yards and 2 touchdowns. Duke Johnson, 61 yards on the ground. Nick Chubb, 3 carries, 11 yards for him. Receiving, Jarvis Landry, 554. David Njoku, 441. Corey Coleman, 463 and a touchdown. Walford, 482 and a touchdown. Down the list, let's see if anybody stands out. Josh Gordon, 1 catch, went for 45 yards and a score. Defensively, sacks, 1.5 by Garrett, 1.5 by Agba. Upshaw with a sack. Interceptions, 1 by Jamie Collins. Game number 2, 26-14, the Falcons over the Saints. All right, here we go. Matt Ryan, 235, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Drew Brees, not a very good game, 191 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions for him. Devontae Freeman, 20 carries for 90 yards. Alvin Kamara, 14 for 39 and a touchdown. Tevin Coleman also had a rushing touchdown. Julio Jones, 6 catches, 61 yards. Mohamed Sanu, 6 for 77 and 2 touchdowns. Ted Ginn, 4 for 40 and a touchdown. And Saubert with a touchdown on 2 receptions. Not seeing, there he is, Calvin Ridley, 1 catch for 12 yards for him. Defensively, Davis, 14 tackles. Again, we already saw that he had a good week, not this week, but last week. Rankins, Teo, Beasley, Jordan, Onyemata, and Anzalone. Did I say those last 2 right? They all had a sack. Interceptions, 1 by Desmond Trufant, 1 by Deion Jones. On to the next game, 28-10, the Eagles over the Colts. Former Super Bowl champs making something happen here. 276 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions by Wentz. Brissett, 151, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. So Andrew Luck, we did see him go down with that injury. Running the ball, Sproles, 17 carries, 61 yards. Jay Ajayi, 14 for 44 and a touchdown. Carson Wentz scrambled for a touchdown as well. Jack Doyle, 8 catches, 83 yards. Zach Ertz, 7 for 73 and a touchdown. Mike Wallace, 321 and a touchdown for him. And then Chester Rogers, 1 catch, 39 yards, and a score. Sacks, we got 1 by Simon, Sheard, and Bennett. A few guys with a half a sack there. Interceptions, 1 by Sidney Jones in his 2nd year. Definitely want to see some growth for him there. We have the Vikings taking on the Bills, 28-7. The Vikings will get the victory. Kirk Cousins, 324, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Josh Allen, the rookie, 176 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception for him. Running the ball, Dalvin Cook, 17 carries, 46 yards. Not a lot of running in this game. Diggs, 6 catches, 71 yards, and a touchdown. Rudolph, Benjamin, each with a touchdown. And then Kendall Wright, 5 catches, 132 yards, and 2 touchdowns for him. Not a great game by Adam Thielen there, only 2 catches. As we go to defense, Bart with 13 tackles. Sacks, Anthony Barr, Star Latulele. Palapoy? Did I say that one correctly? I apologize if I'm getting some of these names wrong. Richardson and Griffin with the sacks. Interceptions, Andrew Sendejo. Next up, we have the Raiders and the Dolphins, 28-14. The Raiders with the victory here. Derek Carr, 314 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Ryan Tannehill, 252, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. Marshawn Lynch, 62 yards on the ground. Drake with 42. Frank Gore with a rushing touchdown. Receiving, Kenny Stills, 8 catches, 101 yards in the score. Danny Amendola, 8 for 72. Jared Cook, 792 and a touchdown. Derby, 6 for 39. Bryant on the Raiders, 6 catches, 100 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Parker, 4 for 40. Cooper, 4 for 38. Washington, 449 and a touchdown. Jordy Nelson, 432. Defensively, McMillan, 13 tackles. Sacks, 1.5 by Irvin and Mack. Quinn and Godchow each with a sack. And interceptions, none on the day. Broncos and Ravens, 28-10. The Ravens with the victory here. And it is Lamar Jackson, 250 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Taken down Case Keenum, 199 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. Alex Collins, 21 carries for 66 yards and a touchdown. And, you know, the interesting thing, you're not seeing Lamar Jackson run the ball here. Something to keep an eye on as we go forward. I don't know if they're really taking that into consideration or not. Michael Crabtree, 8 catches, 115 yards, and 3 touchdowns on his new team. John Brown, 6 for 44 there. Cortland Sutton, the rookie, 5 for 46. Not a lot of receivers standing out here. Booker had a touchdown on 2 catches that went for 17 yards, and the rookie Hayden Hurst, 1 catch, 2 yards for him. 10 tackles for Chris Harris Jr. Sacks, 2 by Terrell Suggs. 1 by Onwuasor. Again, not sure if I said that one correctly, guys. I'm sorry. Hopefully I can learn all these by season's end, though. Here we go. Panthers, 21-3 over the Bengals. Find out what went down in this game. Cam Newton, only 184 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. Andy Dalton, 190, 0-1. Christian McCaffrey, 39 yards on the ground and a touchdown. Not a lot of offense in this game. Garrett Gilbert, the backup quarterback, ran for a touchdown, though. Interesting to see that. Macklin, 48 yards. Funchess, 34 and a touchdown. A.J. Green, 46 yards. Ross with 33. Again, not a very big offensive game in this one. Sacks, we got 1 by Burfict, Poe, Baker, Ayers Jr., and Adams. And then interceptions, 1 by Kevin Seymour. Next game up, Texans and the Giants, 34-7. The Giants with the victory here. Eli Manning, 172 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. Not a good game by Deshaun Watson, only 93 yards, 0 touchdown, and 1 interception. Lamar Miller, 82 yards on the ground. Saquon Barkley, 79. Both of those guys did get a touchdown. Jonathan Stewart, 59 yards on the ground and 2 touchdowns. Receiving the ball, Hopkins, 5 for 53. Shepard, 5 for 54 and a touchdown. Beckham, 4 for 69. Eric Decker, 1 catch, 15 yards on the Giants there. Interesting pickup by them. 1.5 sacks by Clowney. Cunningham, Matthew, Merciless, Harrison, Collins, Olivier Vernon, and Morrow, all with a sack in this one. Interceptions, 1 by Janoris Jenkins. Moving on. Next game up, we got the Titans and the Jags. The Titans, 31-28 with a victory. That could be a playoff indicator there, those division battles and those divisions that are really up in the air. Blake Bortles, 288 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Marcus Mariota, 363, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. 99 yards for TJ Yeldon on only 4 carries and a touchdown. He had a long of 80. Very nice play by him. Leonard Fournette, 45 yards. Lewis Akram Wadley, the rookie out of Iowa, and Bohannon, all with touchdowns there. Receiving, Delaney Walker, 8 for 100 yards and a touchdown. Taywan Taylor, 6 for 93. Lee with 90 yards on 5 catches. Dante Moncrief, 5 for 60 and a touchdown. Corey Davis, 5 for 45. As we go down the list, Niles Paul had a receiving touchdown. Defensively, Jack leading the way, 16 tackles, 2 sacks by Desmond Bryant. The rookie Rashaan Evans out of Alabama got a sack. Jackson, Casey, and Darius all getting a sack there as well. No interceptions taking place in this game. Only a few games left, I believe. Let's see. Well, we're getting there. 24-7, the Chiefs over the 49ers. And Patrick Mahomes, 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Garoppolo, 247, 0 and 0. Kareem Hunt, 83 yards and a touchdown for him. Matt Breida running for a touchdown for the 49ers. Goodwin, 8 catches, 60 yards. Tyreek Hill, 5 for 100. Kittle, 5 for 64. Chris Conley and Travis Kelce each getting a receiving touchdown on the day. Defensively, leading the way in sacks, Speaks, the rookie, Breland Speaks. Tachu, Armstead, and Williams all making some plays. Few guys with a half a sack. No interceptions in this one. Next game up, the Chargers and the Rams. The Rams winning 24-18 in the Battle of Los Angeles here. Both quarterbacks, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. 128 yards for Goff, 234 for Phillip Rivers. 97 yards and a touchdown by Gurley, 67 and a touchdown by Gordon. And John Kelly, the rookie, with a rushing touchdown as well. Gerald Everett, 9 catches, 67 yards and a touchdown. Travis Benjamin, 4 for 70 and a touchdown. Defensively, Perryman, 12 tackles. Sacks, 1 by Barron, 1 by Mebane. Mebane, whatever. I apologize again. We'll get it one day, guys. Next up, 28-24, the Seahawks over the Cowboys. And Russell Wilson, 293 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Dak Prescott, 161, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Ezekiel Elliott, 156 yards and a touchdown. McKissick with 30. Carson, 27 yards and a touchdown. Sony Michel, 4 carries, 18 yards. Not seeing anything from Penny. The rookie White did run for a 5-yard gain, but he also fumbled the ball. Doug Baldwin, 12 catches, 147 yards, and 3 touchdowns. A killer game by him. Cole Beasley, 4 for 39 and a touchdown. Julius Thomas, 3 for 37 and a touchdown. Defensively, sacks, what do we have? 2 by Mingo, 1 by Frank Clark. Interceptions, none taken place. Next game, and I really think as we go through the stats, it's going to be really fun next year as we see all of the Twitch subs rookies in these stat lists. 31-10, the Bears over the Cardinals. Interesting. Trubisky, 205, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. Sam Bradford, 206, 0 and 1. Howard, 100 yards on the ground. TJ Logan, 34 yards and a touchdown. Tariq Cohen, 31 yards and 2 touchdowns. Bryce Butler, 57 yards. Allen Robinson, 64 and a touchdown for him. No other touchdowns. Christian Kirk, 1 catch, 15 yards for the rookie. Sacks, 2 by Leonard Floyd, 1 by Golden, 1 by Bryant. And then interceptions, 1 by Prince Amukamara. Only a few games left here. Patriots and Lions, the Pats with the victory, 31-27. And it is going to be Tom Brady, 254, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Matthew Stafford, 279, 1 and 2. James White, 52 yards on the ground and a touchdown. Blunt, 43 and a touchdown. Riddick, 13 and a touchdown. Edelman, 81 yards. Chris Hogan, 2 touchdowns for him. As we go down the list, see if anybody stands out. Touchdown by Toy Lolo. Defensively, 1 sack by Claiborne, and then interceptions, 1 by Harmon, 1 by Gilmore. One more game, and we are good to go, guys. And 23-0, the Steelers shutting out the Buccaneers. Interesting. Okay, 187, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions by Roethlisberger. Only 174, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions by Winston. Le'Veon Bell, 108 yards on the ground. James Conner, the second-year pro, with 52. And then Sims with 50 yards on the ground. Receiving the ball, Antonio Brown, 6 for 63 and a touchdown. Mike Evans, 45 yards. Through the air, Juju Smith-Schuster with 10 yards. James Conner, 2 for 37 and a touchdown. Pretty solid game by him. Jalen Samuels, 1 catch, 8 yards. Defensively, 1 sack by Jason Pierre-Paul. Interceptions, none taken place. I don't think we're going to change sliders around yet. We're probably going to roll with it a little bit longer and see how it plays out. But otherwise, that will do it for this episode. Again, we have a bye week now, so we're about to have another news video. But then we're going to live stream the next game against the New Orleans Saints tomorrow. Stay tuned for all the info going down with that. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Later.